First of all, welcome everybody, and it's a great pleasure for me to be here on behalf of Dr. Lars Havner, Matt Ennis, all of the members of the athletic department, and the athletes and the students particularly who are here. It's just a great pleasure. My name is Gary Thorne. I appreciate the opportunity to be invited to come here and participate in a very special evening, obviously, for both the individuals who are involved and also for the college. 3 individuals to be inducted tonight in this 2011 Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. They represent outstanding careers, both as far as the sports are concerned, their excellence as far as their lives are concerned after they played here and obviously at higher levels. And they honor the school as the school honors them here this evening. Just very briefly, I was asked if I would say something about Hall of Fame inductions. I've had the great honor of being the MC at the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame inductees in Cooperstown. I'm going to be going back to do some of that again. I've done this at my own school, which is the University of Maine, where I've been honored to have many members of the athletic department inducted into that Hall of Fame and emceed it. I do these sorts of things because I think they are important at 2 very different levels. One is for the individual. It's great for the athlete who played at a particular school or for a team or whatever level may have played in to know that they've not been forgotten, especially as you come to the college levels and the high school levels. I think it's great to know that those who participated and lent their name and their talent to a college, a university, a high school, know that they've not been forgotten and they're remembered for what they did through these kinds of ceremonies. Secondly, it's also obviously very important for the college and the universities. It's a way for them to bring people back, to let them see what's going on at the institution. Those who are honored take that back home with them. Obviously, when you bring people in, you keep an interconnection going between those who are at the school now and those who have been there previously. And as I was talking with some people before, old friends get together, and there seems to be a conga line going, if you will, as far as athletes are concerned in particular, that one came from somewhere, the name of the college continues to live in that somewhere, and they come back, and then they go home and they tell other people, and other people who are there come back and come to the university, not necessarily athletes, but they come as students and become part of the student body. So these kinds of ceremonies are very important for the individual and for the college to have a chance to celebrate excellence in sports. I gave up a long time ago using the term hero in any context regarding sports. I'm a bit cynical in all of that at this point of my career. The fact that you can go out and throw a javelin or shoot a basketball or hit a ball tells me you can throw a javelin, make a basket, or hit a ball. It doesn't tell me anything else about you. That comes from how you live your life, and that will decide whether or not you've earned the context of a hero or not. I think, from what I know of the individuals that you are honoring here tonight, you have people who have led the kind of life that you put up in front of younger students and say, be like this. If you do this, if you live your life the way they have, outside of sports, you will be successful. I think that's a great tribute to the individuals and a great tribute to the university that it recognizes that in them here tonight. And I want to recognize, as the university does, those in attendance tonight who I'd ask you to stand and be recognized, who are Hall of Fame members who are coming back tonight as part of this celebration. Dr. Stephen Korchek, would you stand, please, and be recognized? Dr. Korchek. Robert Bob Wynn. Sandy Holloman. Tim Hill. Nick Cafaro. John O'Connor. Sandy Hudson Rockline. Sandy's over here. George Saunders. George. George, you need to talk to the athletic director. You almost left your name off. And you are the one responsible for his success.
I don't know about that.
No? Well, I tried to give you a chance there to take credit for it. Okay, good. We also want to recognize the members of the college community who have joined us here this evening. The Intercollegiate Athletic Committee Chairman, Kevin Hollifield. Dr. Michael Mears, the Vice President, Baccalaureate Program. Joe Miller, Board of Trustees member. Where's Joe? Really great to see members of the academic community involved in these kind of events in particular. You all know that oftentimes there are conflicts that come into existence between the academic side of institutions and the athletic side of institutions. The more you have of the two intermingling, the more they support one another, the better your institution is going to be all around. And I congratulate those who are members of the academic community, and hopefully in all of sports, at all institutions, we're always going to be able to say, to some degree at least, that even the athletic department is involved in the academic community, and they're still our student athletes. If we can continue to do that for a while, then we're in pretty good shape. At this point, I'd like to recognize Dr. Lars Hafner, the president, and he's going to come forward with some words for you tonight. Doctor?
Thank you, Gary. This should be relatively easy and brief since you did all the introductions. But again, I do want to recognize one of my board members here, Joe Miller, and his wife, Susan, who's with us tonight. You know, it comes from the support from the top down in a lot of ways. And having a board and a board member so actively involved and wanting to be involved in the process of making sure that we have tremendous student athletes, and student first, athlete second, but we all recognize that those two things can go hand in hand. And this college is the epitome of that when you look at the kinds of GPAs that we have, the kinds of athletes we have that transfer on to the universities. It's because of the quality education component as well as the quality athletic coaching component that they receive while being at this institution. And I think it's very important as we look forward to look and review again our new slogan here at the college, a legacy of excellence, a future of innovation. Tonight we're here celebrating the legacy of excellence. It's all of you that are in this room here tonight that have given us the foundation to continue to soar in the area of athletics here at this college. It's given us the opportunity to win conference and state championships, and I can tell you we're not far off from winning national championships here at this college, but it's because of the foundation that you all have given us. And then you look at a future of innovation. Those of you that will be able to join us tomorrow at the alumni games over in softball and over at baseball will see that the innovation has taken place out on those athletic fields, that we've turned the corner and we're developing our facilities to be first rate. And the thing I want you all to recognize is that what I know the coaches have told me several times, when they bring recruits in here and they see that this college is putting forward some dollars towards athletics and the improvement of facilities, that we're the only ones in the state doing that at the college and university levels, making a difference with great pride because of the legacy that you all gave us from which to go forward. And also, we're one of the few that are adding sports here at this college. This year, again, we are bringing back tennis in terms of women's tennis at this college. And it's going to be a winning program. We got a great coach and Coach Betsy Nagelson-McCormick, and I met her assistant tonight. It's going to be a great ride for this institution as we continue to look down and see what other options we can give student athletes to perform again great on the playing field and outstanding in the classroom. And that's our commitment here at this college. that we will continue to move forward with quality student athletes. I appreciate you all being here tonight. Congratulations to those being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Those of you that are actually playing in the games tomorrow, don't get hurt. We have liability, so we don't want that to happen. But it's always fun to see everybody out there together and moving forward as one, and that's what we do here at this college, move forward together as one, creating, being innovative, and winning championships. Thank you all for being here.
Sounds like Coastal Orthopedics will have a couple of representatives available just in case. Before Matt comes up, let me say, listening to the president, to the coaches who are here, I have great respect for that profession, especially at this level, and I always, even though I know you know, but sometimes I think coaches need to be reminded that the impact you have on the students, not only those that you coach, but those who come to know you around the university, can be tremendous. And I always refer to my Little League coach back in Old Town, Maine. His name was Charlie Holtham, and to this day, and I've told this story many times before, whenever anybody asks me about people that had an influence on your life, I always use Charlie as one of the examples. Charlie was actually at the time was a university graduate student at Maine who during the summer coached some Little League baseball. And Charlie was just a magnificent fundamentals person about the game. He was a wonderful man and became very much like a second father to those that played for him. And his impact on my life continues to this day because I think about him all the time when I'm asked about that. So for those of you who are coaches, that is part of what you do. Very fortunate for you that that happens, and don't ever forget that because it's a lifelong impact you have on youngsters, especially those that you coach. At this point, I'd like to ask Matt Ennis, Athletic Director, if he'd come forward with a few words tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. First, thank you all for coming out for this evening, this wonderful special evening for these folks. I do have a few thank yous that I need to share. First and foremost, I'd like to thank our coaches and our athletic staff, specifically Wanda Zimmerman, Brian Newberry, and Meredith Headings. Without them, this evening wouldn't be possible, and I appreciate their help. Thank you. One other very special person that has not gotten mentioned yet is Roland Emerson. Roland, if you could stand up. Roland, many of you know Roland. He's from our foundation, and his support through this has just been tremendous. Without his support, I guarantee we wouldn't be here tonight, and I'm very thankful, Roland, for your help. Thank you. The Hall of Fame was designed to honor those that have brought prestige to our college through athletics. And the vision of George Sanders and actually Ryan Moore, who couldn't be with us tonight, I think really came together about 5 years ago for the first induction. And George was talking about it, that it was a cornerstone. We really inducted the folks that were the foundation for our program in that first year. And we have so much tradition that every year I think we induct extremely worthy individuals, and I think that will continue for many, many years. What I wanted to share with you is the process, so you understand how these folks are inducted. First, they're nominated. Nominations are open to anyone who is a student here, a student athlete, someone who worked on faculty and staff. They have to be nominated in one of four categories. They can be nominated, obviously, as a student athlete. They can be nominated as a coach. They can be nominated as an administrator, and they can also be nominated as a friend of the program, someone who's given their time, talent, and treasure to support our program. And once those nominations come in, they're reviewed and they go to a selection committee. Our selection committee is kind of a cross section of our athletic program in our college. It involves all of our head coaches, Hall of Fame members. We have a few faculty on there. and then athletic staff. They review and they judge the merits, and they make recommendations as to who they feel should be inducted. Our goal is to induct 2 to 4 inductees every year, which should protect the longevity of the program. And I think it's extremely important to realize that, as Gary said, it's not just their athletic accomplishments, but it's their character has to really be beyond reproach. They have to have excellent character, and I think this class of candidates really shows that. And I think they've done so much for our college, and they don't even realize, most of them, once we make that phone call. So that being said, that's kind of a synopsis of how our Hall of Fame is brought together. And I just want to say congratulations to every single one of the inductees tonight. I think the class of 2011 is a special class. Congratulations.
At this point, we'd like to announce the inductees, and the president and Matt will present them with their awards. I would ask if Johnny Grubb would come forward, please. John played for the Hall of Fame coach Bob Wynn in '68-69. As a member of that baseball team, they earned 2 consecutive state championships and a World Series appearance in 1968. He was selected to the All-Tournament team at the World Series, was named the NJCAA All-American in 1969, signed with Florida State University after he played here, played Major League Baseball with Texas, San Diego, Cleveland, and Detroit. And I had the pleasure of broadcasting games in which he played. Congratulations to Johnny Grubb, his induction tonight into the College Hall of Fame. Johnny.
I think they want to throw it.
We'll get one photo. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Say a few words?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out. It's a special night for me. A lot of people here that I know: Doug Daniels, Pat Osborne, John LeBrandy, Tom Zimmer, Dr. Korchek, Bob Wynn. So many people, I could just go on and on because there's so many people here that when I came in tonight, my wife and I, so many people that mean a lot to us, and I'm just thankful that I had an opportunity to come here. If whatever good fortunes that have come my way, I know it's been by the grace of God, and He's blessed me in a number of ways. What He's done, He's put people in my life that at each step of the way were good people that made a big difference in my life, and because of that, I give Him the honor and the glory. When we came in, Linda and I rode in today. My wife, Linda, I've been married to her for 43 years. She's put up with me for 43 years. Thank you, Linda. And I knew I would do this because I tend to get choked up sometimes when things mean a lot to me, and I made a list of things that I don't want to miss because this does mean a lot to me. I want to first of all thank SCF for doing this, putting this on. It's a real nice evening, and it's an honor for me. And it's a nice turnout, and I appreciate that. I want to thank Matt and Meredith for staying in touch with me back in Virginia. I made a few phone calls, and they were right on top of it. They got back with me, and I appreciate that effort. I want to congratulate the previous inductees. Also, I want to congratulate Joanne and Rick. It's an honor for me to go in the same class with you guys, and I looked at your information there in the brochure. What a career. So it's an honor for me to do that. I don't want to stand up here and talk too long, but so many people that I want to thank. How I got to Manatee is kind of just to show you how God works. I probably would have been working for Bell Telephone Company. As a matter of fact, it wouldn't have been probably. I know I would have been working for Bell Telephone Company, climbing poles. And I had a coach that was an American Legion coach He was my American Legion coach in Richmond, Virginia, Paul Soucy, that saw something in this little skinny guy, said, I think this boy can play. And he gave me a chance and actually came to me and said, Johnny, I want you to go to Manatee down in Florida. Man, I thought I hit the jackpot. Get a chance to go to Florida, go to college, play baseball. I didn't think it could get any better, but it did. When I got here, it was just what I wanted. Wasn't too big. It was just what I wanted. And Coach Wynn, as soon as I met him, he was just like a dad to me and took me in, made me feel just like part of the family. The teams that we had here, all the teammates, made my game pick it up a pace a whole lot because they were that good and made me work hard. Pat Osman was probably the best left-handed pitcher I'd ever seen. I realized that real quick, Pat. When I saw you breaking ball, you reminded me of Sandy Koufax anyway, but he had great stuff. And the team that we had, that 68 and 69 seasons, great ball players that really made me bring my game up. So when you get around people like that, it makes you work harder and makes you appreciate it when you do well. So I thank those teammates of mine that I had here at Manatee. Coach Wynn, he was more than just a coach. Like I said, he was like a dad to me. He took me in, Mrs. Wynn, nicest lady I've ever met, and they took Linda and I in just like a family, and I'll never forget that. So I'm losing train of thought here, but I know with Coach Wynn, he expected a lot, and that was good for me. I like that. I like that in a coach, that he wanted you to go out there and give you 100% and work hard. So Coach Wynn, I thank you for that. I have to tell you a little story. I don't know if you remember this or not, but I'd get a little ticked off with myself if I wasn't hitting well and get a little mad. And one day in bat practice, I was taking some BP. Had my had my M142 Matty Alou that had a little choke up on it, and it choked up a little bit. And my last swing in batting practice, I popped another one up, so I took my bat and slammed it down on the home plate and crack. Coach Wynn's hitting fungos. It's like, where'd that noise come from? And he looks, I've got a broken bat that I've broken on home plate, and he said, well, Johnny, that wasn't real smart. Here, this is what you can do now. You can take that bat and put it behind your neck like a rifle, and you can just start doing some laps around that big complex. So I kept running, and every time I'd come around home plate, I'd kind of give him a little glance like, do you know I'm still running, Coach? And he just kept hitting his fungos, and I was getting a little tired, actually. And I don't know how many laps I took, but you finally said, okay, you can come on in. And when I came in, he brought me over, and all he said was, did you learn a lesson from that? And I said, yes, sir. So that's kind of Coach Wynn was. A lot of the things that you taught me, Coach, it carried over into the major leagues, and I thank you for that. You're a good man, and I appreciate all the work you did with me and patience that you had with me. Thank you. I don't want to miss anybody. I've got to thank my parents, obviously. My mom and dad would make their trips from Richmond to come to Manatee to see us when we play our games and stuff. And my father-in-law and my mother-in-law would come down to watch us, and I'm thankful for that. All right, let me see. The only regret that I could think of, and I marked that down because I want to make sure I got this out, there's only one thing that I regretted when I came here, and that's that we did not win the national championship. I thought we had a good enough team to do it, and we came in second, which runner-up's good, but for you, Skip, I thought we were good enough to win it all, and we just didn't quite do it. But that's the only regret I have, was that we didn't win it all for you. I want to say once again, thank you for having me here. I get a little nervous at these type of things, and this is really nice the way you did this, and I appreciate it a lot. I want to wish the 2011 team, I know you had a real good year last year. You finished with third in the nation, runner-up, state champions. I want to wish you good luck in 2011. And I wish I could be here for the alumni game tomorrow, but I have to be in Lakeland. Nick, congratulations on your streak. I don't know how many you got, but that's great. And how many? Well, congratulations on that too, and I'm kind of jabbering right now, but I wish I could be here for tomorrow's alumni game, and what I can do is in the future I'll start making plans to try to coordinate the things that we have in Lakeland with the Tigers with this, and I think it would work real well, and I'd like to be a part of it. Good luck. I doubt that. And well, I tell you what, if I go 0 for 3, I'll still have fun. Thanks again, guys. And this right here means a lot to me. You don't know how much this means to me. One quick story about Rick Lankford before I leave. Rick was pitching, you know, he was from Verona, Virginia, which is only about an hour from where I live. And I'd always heard a lot about Rick Lankford. So when I got traded to the American League, I was with Cleveland. And we had a trainer with Cleveland that was from Penn State. And he knew I went to Florida State, so he would razz me on the bench a lot about Florida State, Penn State. He knew that Rick pitched for Florida State also. So the first inning, I think Cleveland got about 3 runs off of Rick. And I'm sitting up next to the trainer, and the trainer, Jimmy, leans over to me. He says, "Your boy from Florida State's not doing too good, Grubby." I said, "Well, you know." So the 9th inning rolls around, and Oakland's winning 4-3. We still only have 3 runs. And that's just the type of pitcher Rick was, and I admire him for that, because you gave him the ball in the major leagues. I only knew him from watching you in the major leagues. When you gave Rick Lankford the ball, he was going to go the distance. At least in his mind, that's the way he thought, and I admire you for that. So thanks again for this nice evening. I know my wife, Linda, appreciates it too, and it's been a lot of fun. Thank you. I hope to come back soon. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Thorne. Great to see you. Congratulations. Joanne Campbell Nicholas is unable to be here. I'd ask if her brother Con would come forward. He's going to stand in her stead. She unfortunately, she'd planned to be here, but unfortunately due to illness was not able to make it here. Joanne played for Hall of Fame coach Sandy Holloman, 74 through 76. She was a 3-sport athlete: basketball, softball, and volleyball. She helped the volleyball team earn a 2nd-place finish in the state junior college finals in 1974. They earned a berth in the AIAW Junior College Nationals and tied for 5th in the nation. While on the basketball team, she scored 30 points in a game versus St. Petersburg College, which was a school record at the time, as you can imagine. After finishing here, she attended Southern Illinois University, earned her Ph.D. from Florida State University. She is currently the Associate Vice President of Academic Affairs at the University of North Florida. Joanne, congratulations on your induction into the Hall of Fame, and her brother Con will speak on her behalf and receive the award.
You know, I got to tell you, when I walked in here tonight, I felt like I needed to run around and get some autographs, because I was a little kid when Skip Wynn was coaching all these great players over on Lancer Field quite a while ago. And Johnny Grubb and Pat Osborne and Rick Lankford and all you guys, you know, despite Gary's not wanting to use that term, they were heroes to me. And they were great players. I've been a teacher and a baseball and a football coach around here for 30 years. So I've seen a lot of games. And the quality of baseball that those guys played back then was extremely, extremely high-level baseball. It was great competition, and it was a thrill of my life to watch you guys play. And it's a thrill for me to accept this for Joanne to go in with 2 fantastic players like yourselves. I also got to say that Joanne deserves this. Joanne was a 3-sport letter winner here at MJC back then. And she excelled at basketball, volleyball, and softball. Joanne was the only girl in a family of 7. She had 6 brothers. So Joanne was pretty tough. And she brought that onto the playing field with her. And very competitive, good athlete and a great teammate. Joanne has gone on to have a great career in education. Like the brochure says, she's now the Vice President of Academic Affairs at the University of North Florida. And this is an honor that she will certainly treasure for the rest of her life. Another point before I read Joanne's letter is that Dr. Sam Neal was my stepfather. Dr. Neal married my mom, Eleanor, when we were kids. And, you know, to marry a widow with, at that time, 6 kids, she and Dr. Sam later had my brother Richard, we weren't real sure if Dr. Neal knew what he was doing. I asked him several times, "Are you sure about this?" But what a wonderful man he was. And like I said, it was a thrill to sit over on that little mound outside the first base line with Dr. Neal and Hal Chasey and Wilbur Boyd and watch the Lancers play. And it's even a greater thrill for Joanne to be inducted into this Hall of Fame that her father is a member of. So without further ado, I'm going to read this letter that Joanne wrote. It says, "Unfortunately, because of illness, I'm not able to be with you all tonight in person, but please know that I am with you in spirit. What an honor to be tapped for the SCF Hall of Fame. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought such an honor might be bestowed upon me. I am especially honored to be inducted with 2 of the most prolific athletes in SCF history, Johnny Grubb and Rick Lankford. I remember sitting with my dad, Dr. Sam Neal, on the hill on the first base line at the baseball field, watching Johnny run down balls in the outfield and Rick strike out batter after batter. So I am extremely humbled to be included in their company. I am also more than humbled to be included in the same Hall of Fame as my dad, Dr. Sam. He was an individual who not only held academics in the highest regard, but one who also understood the value of athletics and being part of a team. He instilled in each one of the Nicholases and the Neals that same regard, and it's certainly something that has made each of us a better person. Obviously, there are folks I need to thank. First, Coach Sandy Holloman. Coach Holloman was not only a great coach, but a super teacher, mentor, role model, and person. She instilled a strong work ethic in each of her athletes, as well as a strong sense of team and teamwork. We did our fair share of winning ball games, but we also had a lot of fun along the way. I will always fondly remember my days as a Lady Lancer, and it will always be the Lancers to me. Thanks, Coach Holloman. It's an honor to be in the Hall of Fame with you. I also want to thank Dr. Stephen Korchek. Dr. Korchek batted 1,000 in women's basketball coaching. He coached the Lady Lancers to victory in his only women's coaching career. And I was unaware of that, Dr. Korchek. There you go. Well done, sir. He, too, was the finest teacher, mentor, and role model that one could have. Thanks, Dr. Korchek. Finally, I need to thank my family, my brothers John, Con, Brian, Edward, Will, and Richard, my son Will, and most especially, I want to thank my mom, Eleanor Nicholas Neal. Mom never missed a game. She was my biggest fan, and she supported each of her children through thick and thin. She's my hero, and she will always be a member of my Hall of Fame. Again, sorry I can't be with you tonight, but please know how much I appreciate this honor. Joanne Nicholas Campbell. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations to Joanne, and thank you, Con, for doing that. If Rick would come forward, please. Rick Lankford played for Hall of Fame coach Robert Wynn, 71 and 72. He helped the baseball team win the Suncoast Conference Championship and the state championship, finishing as national runner-up at the JUCO, the JUCO World Series. As pitcher outfielder, earned All-American and All-State honors. He holds the SCF records in the following categories: single-season shutouts 9, career shutouts 12, career strikeouts 265. Additionally, he threw a no-hitter in 1972. He is tied for the record of single-season fielding percentage as an outfielder. After SCF, he signed at Florida State, played Major League Baseball for the Pittsburgh Pirates and that great staff in Oakland. While with the A's in 1980, Rick led the league in innings pitched and was a 19-game winner, a tremendous staff and a tremendous record that season. Rick Lankford, congratulations and welcome to the induction into this Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you. Thanks, everyone. This is truly a great honor for me, too, and I am proud to be standing here and seeing everybody in this room because there's some special people here tonight for me. First, it was a pleasure to see John Grubb. I haven't seen John in a long time. That interesting background, both from the Richmond area, wound up playing Major League Baseball against each other, came to school here, went to Florida State. You heard some of this. What a great player he was. I always admired him. I knew that those rare occasions I had a chance to pitch against him, he was on the on-deck circle, and I would look over there. I knew I was about to go bear hunting with a switch. He was tough out. And he played 15 years in the major leagues. That's not easy to do. So congratulations to you, Johnny. And thanks for everyone for being here. This is special to me, and I was thinking what I might say tonight. I didn't have anything really prepared. Bradenton is my home. I wound up coming down here in 1971 out of high school. I had the opportunity to meet my skip, and Bob Wynn took me in just like he did John, and I wound up having a great roommate at that time I still admire very much, and Dan Tripp. The next year, Johnny Owen joined us, and so the three of us spent a great year together in '72 with that great ball club that we had. Very, very special times. Quite honestly, coming to Florida has meant a lot to me in many other respects. I met my wife, who's sitting over here, Terry, here at this school. We've had our children here. I still live here. It's been, this became my home. So there's a lot that means a lot to me here, and this is very specially to me and important. I wanted to thank you too, Skip, for all that you did for me along the way, just like John did. Coming out of high school 1,000 miles away down to this college and meeting brand new people and having a chance to play on a great caliber of club. One story I'd like to tell about the Skip here is I recall one day, some of you guys in this room will remember, one day Skip came out prior to practice. He called everybody in. He goes, everybody run out to right center field and take a knee. And so we all jogged out there and took a knee, and a moment later he showed up and he walked up and he said, listen, I have some concerns and some disappointments. I've had some people tell me around the community that some of you are breaking some of the rules. We had an 11 o'clock curfew. He goes, some of you have broken some curfews. I hear there's been some missing a class or two. I hear there's some guys drinking a beer or two here and there. He says, now he goes, now I know who you are, but I'm not going to say anything. He says, if you want to get up and take your punishment and admit it, there won't be any problems. So there was about 20 of us sitting there in the field at that time. I believe maybe 18 of us got up and started running. Now, I think some of you guys remember that. Now, there were a couple of guys that didn't, but I don't know if we all broke the curfew, but when he said, I know who you are, we didn't want to take the chance because that's the kind of discipline that he expected on the field. Yeah, you knew too well. Well, 18 of us started running laps for about an hour. But that's the kind of respect that he showed, and that's what the instilled the courage, I think, to be a champion. And Dr. Korchek, what a wonderful man. He's been a friend for years. Every time I see him, he looks better and better, and he thrills me. And I appreciate all that he did for us. We had a wonderful time, both of my years here, but the 72 season was very special. We went to second in the nation. I have been truly blessed, like John, God-given ability to play and opportunity. And I'm still in the game. I'm 30 years now into professional baseball as a player and coach. And I still hold the years that I spent here in very high regard. They're as best as any that I've ever had. So I want to thank everyone for being here. Now, if you'll indulge me for one more moment, I would like for my teammates to please come up here and join me for a picture. That would be very special to me, all of you guys. Without you catching the ball behind me, I got nothing. Skip, please, yeah.
All right.
Do you need the wide angle lens for this?
I tell you what, that's the pot calling kettle black I've ever coached.
Already gained about 20 pounds.
This is that special group, 71, 72.
Hang on, she's going up there. The professionals up there.
40-year reunion.
Suck it in.
I was 18 years old when I coached.
Good, ready, set? Last one. Here we go, 1, 2, 3.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thanks for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, baby.
Congratulations to the 3 inductees, to the Hall of Famers who were here, and to the current students who are here. Athletes or otherwise, I know there are a half dozen on hand here tonight. Tell your friends what it's like. This is why you're here. This is what it will become for you as time goes on. But I hope that it enriches this part of your college education just by being here and seeing what it's like and what it means and how lucky you are to be right where you are now. Because most of us in the age we're at some of us would like to go back and be able to do that all over again. But then again, maybe not. Thank you all for doing it, for being here tonight and being part of it. Thank you.
This is an important event for all of us, but particularly for this college. Baseball has been one of the prime movers of the program at Manatee Junior College to start with, and South, State College now. And Johnny and Rick Lankford, who is also being, inducted tonight, were prime movers in this program during the early stages. So. And to me, God blessed me from day one, so every day's been a blessing for me. Yes.
I remember when I first got here, Coach Wynn felt like I was with family as soon as I got here. He treated me like a son, and I learned a lot from Coach Wynn on the field and off the field, so it meant a lot to me to come to this school, and still does. The things that Coach Wynn taught me went right on into the major leagues. The basics, the fundamentals, and he gave you the freedom to go out and do what you could do best and didn't try to change you too much, and when he did make some changes, it worked. So he knows the game. He's the best coach I ever had, and I think he would have been a great major league coach too, manager.
I remember many specific things about Johnny, but probably one of the most things is when Johnny came here, he was a tall, skinny kid, and everybody watched him and said, look at that skinny kid, and talking about that skinny kid, and all of a sudden they looked and that skinny kid just hit 2 or 3 over the scoreboard. So
I'd not gotten a chance chance to come to Manatee, I probably would have been working for Bell Telephone Company somewhere, and I really believe that in my heart. So someone like Coach Wynn and Coach Susie had to take a liking to me and gave me a chance, and for that I'm always thankful and grateful.
All of that having been said, to me, the most important part of this program is the presence of the Lord all the way through the program, because from day one, He blessed us, and I was surrounded by people who had been blessed. And every time I breathe in and out, I praise the Lord for my life and for this college's life and for everything else. I acknowledge His presence right here in this room tonight.
Same here. Thank you.
Number one, we're putting some more people in the Hall of Fame, which I think is a very significant achievement for them and for the college, because they excelled here at the institution. And the other significance of it is the team that was here in 71-72 that I coached along with Bob Wynn. And I always kid people when they talk about putting my name on the building, and I said, they didn't put my name on the building because I was a good president. They put my name on the building because I was a good coach. But anyhow, we had an opportunity to gather before this evening, and they're great people. And I think the thing that pleases me most is I think you see in them what this college did for them while they were here. They're all successful, and I think, a lot of it thanks to Coach Wynn, because he coached here for so long, and I think he prepared the kids for life, not only baseball, but for life and how you live your life and everything. And so some of them I hadn't seen 40 years since they were here. I talked to Rick Lankford for a long time, and Rick says the same thing, that what I think what they learned here with Coach Wynn stayed with them, and when they got to higher classification of baseball, I think it just stayed with them and just made them easier to excel, in Johnny's case, in the major leagues, and Rick Lankford's case too. There's more to going to college than going in the classroom, and I attribute all that to Dr. Neal, the founding president, because he believed in, the academics was fine, but he also put in the art programs, the music programs, the theater programs, and athletics, because he felt that was very, very important for a young student to come here and get a pretty good flavor of what went on here.
This is a very big honor for me. I have some of my best memories here at this school, especially the years I was able to play ball. It's exceptionally good this evening because I have a lot of my old teammates from the 71-72 season here, so I'm thrilled to be here and looking forward to the evening. It's amazing. It's been 40 years. I can't believe it. I see Dr. Korchek on occasion. I haven't seen him lately. He looks great, along with a lot of my teammates that I haven't seen in 40 years. It's a thrill to be with them all again. Off the top of my head, it's I've been blessed. I'm still in baseball. I still work for the Toronto Blue Jays, and I was able to play. I've been in the game for 30 years. I still remember those years, 71 and 72. They rank right up at the top with any I've experienced, especially the 72 season. We went second in the nation. It was a thrill, and I would love to be able to do it all again.
Oh, I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to come here and be a participant in the Hall of Fame inductees. Both Rick Lankford and John Grubb are from Richmond, Virginia, like myself. I was a transit from Richmond down to Florida, and just it's very special to me, and I'm just very happy to be here. I'm an alumnus from 1972, and going to the Junior College World Series was just a wonderful experience, which I'll never forget. Our team was very special in '72. We had a lot of chemistry. We really went out and just grew our skills with Coach Wynn, and ultimately it resulted in being number 2 in the nation that year. Actually, I do have a very good memory, and it doesn't really have anything to do with baseball. Of course, being from Florida in the 1st of June, the Gulf of Mexico is 88 degrees. But the first thing us guys from Florida, when we go to the hotel, we jump into a pool, which they said they just opened, and they didn't tell us the water was 55 degrees.
I have some very fond memories of playing ball here at Manatee. I transferred here from Central Michigan University up in Michigan, and was recruited here to play in '71, and it was a great experience. Met a lot of great guys. Played for a great coach, Coach Wynn. So it was a great experience for me, a great life experience.
I came here from Kansas City Royals tryout camp at Mount Pleasant, Michigan, at Central Michigan University. And when I first got here, it dawned on me right away, this is a very competitive place. It's very serious, and these guys are out to win. I never played with a better group of ball players in all my life. I'm honored to be here tonight. I've seen these guys play out in MLB arenas, stadiums. They did a great job of being an ambassador for this part of the state and for this college. I'm honored to be here. I came from Chicago. It's 16 below. It's very nice here.
I think some of the favorite memories are some of the bus rides that we had while we played here. We sometimes would ride through Tampa like 4 or 5 days out of the week going to different games. I often wonder why we didn't spend the night instead of going back and forth so much as we did. But some great experiences. We had a bunch of guys from a lot of different parts of the United States, all over the United States, and it was a very cohesive and a well-coached group.
Well, this is an induction ceremony into we still call it MJC or MCC Hall of Fame, but it's a State College Hall of Fame. And my sister Joanne Campbell is being inducted. Joanne was a 3-letter athlete at MCC. She lettered in volleyball, basketball, and softball. And it's an honor to be here tonight to accept this award on her behalf. Joanne is the only girl in a family of 7, so she had 6 brothers. So Joanne grew up very tough, and she carried that over to her athletic playing days. Joanne was a very tough, physical, and athletic player, very competitive, and we've always been very proud of Jo and her prowess on the athletic field.
The Hall of Fame was something that really was a long time coming. It was an opportunity to recognize the people who'd made Manatee Community College, State College of Florida athletics what it is today, and really to recognize those who had done the groundwork to make such a productive and positive program for kids, for student athletes, and for the community to be recognized. The opportunity 5 years ago to recognize Bob Wynn, Hal Chasey, Sam Neal, Steve Korchek, Tim Hill, Harry Canan, Sandy Holloman, and Wayne Stelfox was something that we needed to do as a college, and it was something that was really easy for us to get sailed forward, because those people had built the backbone of not just student athletics but student activities in the state, and they were all just wonderful people to work with, to work for, and the emphasis they put on kids and the lives they changed was just something we needed to make sure and recognize. And that built the foundation for where we are tonight, to recognize these 3 people that are here tonight: Rick Lankford, Joanne Campbell, and I'm about to forget the third name.
Johnny Grubb.
Johnny Grubb. Again, I never met. Johnny Grubb was from late 60s. Rick Lang from the early 70s. Joanne Campbell played 3 sports as a female here. And this stepdaughter of Dr. Samuel Neal, who was one of the founding presidents of the college. It's just a great opportunity for us to do something like this. And to be a part of this and to be included in this event is one of the greatest accomplishments of my life, and especially my professional career. And so to be able to share this with Matt, somebody that I helped hire, is a really positive thing, and I appreciate being included, and I think we're up for a great night.
And I'm honored to have the opportunity to serve in this capacity and take over something that my mentor began, and the intent of the event is to place honor on those that distinguished our college by their athletic and their personal achievements, and I hope that this event will continue for a long, long time, as we have such a strong tradition of excellence at State College of Florida.
Well, I was asked to do it really out of the blue. I think probably because of the Orioles connection is where the name came from here. And the Orioles are trying to make a presence, obviously, now that they're here in the Sarasota area. And doing these sorts of things, having the players, coaches, the manager, and broadcasters involved in these kinds of activities, I think is a really good thing, both for the Orioles and it makes us closer to the community. Johnny Grubb, I actually remember doing some baseball games with as far as broadcasting while he was still playing, so I've had an opportunity to talk with him. I'm going to meet the other two here in just a minute when we are done. But I loved seeing this done. The recognition for players of this kind, it's great for them because they understand that they've not been forgotten. And it's also great, obviously, for the college because it's a tool to show what the college is about and the people who have been here. And you use names like this. People have made some kind of public statement about with their lives to further the university, and that's what they're doing. Well, we've got, of course, I'm waiting for the Orioles here. I'm doing some hockey, college hockey during the winter time and some work for the National Hockey League Network. The Bat Dinner is coming up. It's the Major League Baseball organization that supports those in need who are no longer in the game. I'm on the board. We have a board meeting coming in New York. That's a 3 or 4 day affair. So I'll do that and then really just get ready for spring training because we're very close now. The Orioles coming home, and it seems like the off season doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, this event is very important. It identifies the past for the college and the things that have taken place in the college as far as the athletes and that's come through and that's impacted the community, as well as an opportunity for the college to move forward now in a situation where we can get some community people out here. Well, there's a lot going great in our athletic department, from the baseball to softball. You know, our volleyball had a great year. You know, we're in a pivot situation right now with basketball, and we're sure we're going to have some good things coming from tennis. So to have the Hall of Fame night is very, very important. Obviously, we want the community to be involved, individuals for the college to be involved, so the college athletic program itself can continue to move in a positive direction. A turnaround. That's what we want right now in basketball. We want a turnaround. Great group of guys doing some great things academically. You know, we just want to, you know, cross some T's and dot some I's a little bit better on the basketball court, and we should be moving forward.
Well, you know, athletics has been a great part of this college's legacy over the years, and the fact that we have true student athletes. They not only perform well on the playing fields and on the courts, but they perform excellently in the classroom as good academic students. And that's what we want to represent as great student athletes. So while we win championships all the time at this school, we also win champions through graduating them and moving them on to the next level. And that's what is so exciting. And the fact that so many people have turned out again here tonight shows the true value of the legacy of what athletics and academics can do for a college. And we're proud of everyone here at the State College of Florida.